What's your expectation for your meeting with the Canadian Prime Minister tomorrow?
I don't know. He's coming to see me. I'm not sure what he wants to see me about, but I guess he wants to make a deal. Everybody does. They all want to make a deal because we have something that they all want. We want to make our own cars. We don't really want cars from Canada. And we put tariffs on cars from Canada, and at a certain point, it won't make economic sense for Canada to build those cars. And we don't want steel from Canada because we're making our own steel, and we're having massive steel plants being built right now as we speak. We really don't want Canadian steel, and we don't want Canadian aluminum and various other things because we want to be able to do it ourselves. And we, because of, past thinking of people, we have a tremendous deficit with Canada. In other words, they have a surplus with us. And there's no reason for us to be subsidizing Canada. Canada's a place that will have to be able to take care of itself economically. I assume they can. I will tell you that Trudeau, when I spoke to him, I used to call him Governor Trudeau. I think that probably didn't help his election. But when I spoke to him, I said, so why are we taking your cars? Why are we taking we want to make them ourselves. I said, and if the price of your cars went up, or if we put a tariff on your cars of 25%, what would that mean to you? He said, that would mean the end of Canada. He actually said that to me. And I said, that's a strange answer, but I understand his answer. I won't say this about Mark, but I didn't like his predecessor. I didn't like a person that worked for. She was terrible, actually. She was a terrible person. And she really hurt that deal very badly because she tried to take advantage of the deal and she didn't get away with it. You know what I'm talking about. But we had a bad relationship having to do with the fact that we disagreed with the way they viewed the deal. And we ended it. We ended that relationship pretty much. The USMCA is great for all countries. It's good for all countries. We do have a negotiation coming up over the next year or so to adjust it or terminate it.
Mr. President, I'll say a word on USMCA if I may, Mr. President. It is a basis for a broader negotiation. Some things about it are going to have to change. And part of the way you've conducted these tariffs has taken advantage of existing aspects of USMCA. So it's going to have to change. There's other elements that are come, and that's part of what we're going to discuss.
There are tremendous benefits to the Canadian citizens, tremendously lower taxes, free military, which honestly we give you essentially anyway because we're protecting Canada if you ever had a problem. But I think it would really be a wonderful marriage because it's two places that get along very well. They like each other a lot.
Well, if I may, as you know from real estate, there are some places that are never for sale.
That's true.
We're sitting in one right now, Buckingham Palace that you visited as well.
That's true.
And having met with the owners of Canada over the course of the campaign last several months, it's not for sale, won't be for sale ever. But the opportunity is in the partnership and what we can build together. And we have done that in the past. And part of that, as the President just said, is with respect to our own security.
We're going to be friends with Canada. Regardless of anything, we're going to be friends with Canada. Canada is a very special place to me. I know so many people that live in Canada. My parents had relatives that lived in Canada, my mother in particular. I love Canada. I have a lot of respect for the Canadians. Wayne Gretzky, how good, the great one. Canada is a very special place.
Canada is already going to become the 51st state because of Mark Carney. Here's the truth though, the USA already owns Canada if you really think about it. What military do we have to defend ourselves? Not to mention we owe the US $370 billion, so that's a pretty huge deficit. Trump's been pushing this idea that Canada should become the 51st state because he knows eventually Canada is going to become part of the USA. It's probably going to go with Alberta first and maybe Saskatchewan. But yeah, it's happening, people. Watch what happens in the next 2 to 3 years. Just watch. And all the people that voted for Mark Carney, well, guess what? Mark Carney is going to destroy the economy. It's pretty much becoming a communist country. Look at the crime rates. Look at the cost of living. It's just crazy. And you can save this video. So in 2 to 3 years, watch what happens.
So Prime Minister Carney is meeting with Trump today, and that'll be a meeting of one mind and one ego. I just want to remind you, Mr. Prime Minister, that you can't play chess with someone who's trying to eat the pieces. So please dumb it down for him. Okay? Good luck.
I got some advice for Mark Carney, so if you can, go ahead and share it with him. He has a scheduled meeting in the Oval Office with Donald Trump on Tuesday. This is after he campaigned and said on a daily basis, our relationship with the United States is officially over. And he consistently said, elbows up, Canada, elbows up. For the people that don't know what elbows up means, it's in hockey. When you put your elbows up, when someone's trying to hit you, yeah, it doesn't go well. So I have a plan for you, Mark Carney, so that you don't look like a complete fool when you go to the Oval Office. Cowbell Brewery just made Elbows Up beer. It's only 4%, so it's equivalent to the U.S. beer. There's nothing special about it, but it does say Elbows Up on it. So when Donald Trump says, what's with all these elbows up comments you're making, Mark Carney? And he goes, oh, we just launched the Elbows Up beer in Canada. Here's a couple flats, and he should probably bring a couple flats for Donald Trump and say, elbows up, buddy. Because if he goes to tell him that our relationship is over and elbows up without a case of beer like this, our country is officially finished.
All starts here. The Prime Minister of Canada says that I'm coming to Washington by Tuesday. Now he's there. The Canadian people, they are feeling that this man is going to sell our country because the popularity of many of the Prime Minister in Canada is not that well, even though he won the election. And many people feel that this person was installed actually to that position. But he represents his country very well. I think he started by saying Canada is not for sale, and he's very firm about it. You can see his reaction, his face, when talking about, Canada is not for sale. But now there are things that Trump's actually hits him actually with. Who is saying, oh, I didn't like your predecessor. She has a particular lady who was very tough on this and this. Oh, I think I didn't like anything about her. Yeah. And I think there was a recent video of actually him telling the Canadians about is going to defense those vehicles that are made past before 2000, the year 2000. Now, of which people they claim it was an AI, now is there in America, and the people feel like he was going to sell the country. And out of this negotiation, you can see that I think Canada is not coming out victorious in all this discussion. You can see, okay, Trump accepts the fact that maybe Canada will not be the 51 states, but he's talking about we don't need cars from China, from Canada, because we want to manufacture our own cars here. We don't need steel from Canada, because I think we are building our own steel company here. I think next we'll say that maybe they don't need electricity from Canada or tourists from Canada, because they have their own tourists. So there's a marriage negotiation between Donald Trump and the Canadian Prime Minister. I think he's just favoring USA. And this guy went there to be embarrassed, you know, Trump to show that he's more superior. For Trump to show that I think you guys can't do without us. Yeah, you know, when USA hit Canada with tariffs, you know, people claims even that the Canada is not even a country. It was sold already many years ago because they don't have that military that can protect their own country. U.S. presence, U.S. military is highly present in Canada. They are just there. They have many camps around Canada. When Trump is saying that, oh no, you enjoy a free tariffs, no, our free military presence, military protection. So what are you guys trying to protect? Are you trying to protect Canada or protecting your own interest in Canada? You know? So all Canadians, please write down in the comment, what do you think about this Trump, your Prime Minister visiting the Oval Office? You know how Trump was boasting, you know, he wants to talk. He said he will come. Let him come. I don't know what he's going to talk about, but let him come. So he's come, and Trump has once again proven that Canada is just nothing. Trump has actually cemented his dominance, his presence, and his ambition of buying Canada. But anyway, if in Canada, tell us what you think about Mark Carney, and please tell us what you think about his visit to the State House. Please write down in the comment section. Will be discussed, and also don't forget to give the video a like. Thank you.